Greetings, YouTube. There was so much speculation regarding what the Act 7 Chapter 1 Exploration Pack would be. Let's just say, outside of maybe the 6.1 Exploration Pack, that the quote-unquote deals have not aged well at all. When you're asking summoners to spend 10,000 plus units for something that they can get on a normal average day for an offer at a third or a fourth or even a fifth the price, it's just laughable. So this has to be something that, in theory, is good enough to stand the test of time in 6 months or a year when summoners gradually do it for the first time. And I will say, in Kabam's defense, if they've done something well in that regard, it's the monthly Cavalier offer that pops up after you beat the Cavalier boss for the first time. That thing, I truly believe, regardless of the economy of the game shifting, is going to be at least a B- to B value for at least about a year. So, in this case, we have to ask ourselves, is the same going to be true for the Act 7 Chapter 1 Exploration Pack? Now, if you're somehow not familiar with these kind of offers, yes, you're going to get some amazing potions and revives thrown in. And in this case, we haven't really heard about level 6 health potions and in general team health potions before. So that's really quite awesome. You know, that is targeted at the growing health pool of champions, specifically rank 3 6 stars, that of course have the highest health of any champion that we've ever seen yet, because we don't have rank 4 6 stars yet. That would require something like a tier 6 basic or a tier 3 alpha, and thankfully we haven't seen those introduced into the economy of the game yet. Now, energy refills, it's always interesting because you see 10 and you think, oh, it's pretty exciting, 10 energy refills. But remember, today on the left you can see we got the energy bundle, which has 10 energy refills and of course is $5. It also includes a level 2 revive and a champion boost. What I love about the revives and the team revives is that, unlike other revives and other content in the game, they're percentage based. So the higher the rank of the highest star you have, the better the value of the revive, since it's percentage based and not a flat amount of health. So with that being said, we have to really discuss the value and the worth of this thing right here, the Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Selector, the thing that so many Cavalier players deserved to see on Cyber Weekend, but unfortunately Kabam didn't have a clue. Now, let's think about what we've seen regularly in the game for cash, and given this is for units, so in theory, free-to-play players, even free-to-play throne breakers, and I've been told by several people that they don't think there are too many free-to-play throne breakers out there because they think it'd be impossible. I think there's a lot of players out there who are hiding in the shadows who are like, hold my beer, or if I'm younger than 21 or 18 or whatever, depending on the country, maybe hold my root beer. I'm a free-to-play throne breaker, so you can suck it. But in the meantime, how much is this thing really worth? Well, for $50 cash, now given that's United States dollars, so if you live in a country where, even say Kabam's home of Canada, where it's not exactly friendly against the dollar, you're going to be paying more than 50 of your own currency, and then there's that pesky tax to worry about. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, to make this easy, $50 has awarded players that are at least Cavalier with a 10% Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Selector, and on the good days it's limit 2, which means for $100 or 3,100 units, you can gain 20% Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Selector. So when we look at the price of this, and look, I get there are going to be people who push back on this because it includes so much else besides the Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Selector. It includes the revives, the team revives, the energy refills, the health potions, the team health potions, etc. I get all that. But 3,500 units is more than $100 for the units. It's 400 more units than you'd get if you bought an Odin, which would be 3,100 units. So for that price, I would expect at least a 20 to 25% Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Selector. At a minimum, 20, but ideally 25%, 1/4 of a Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Selector. Keep in mind, that's the same percentage that we got for completing the first attempt, and successful attempt, I should say, of Act 6. Now, that was all the chapters of Act 6, and of course, this is Chapter 1, and it is supposed to be the lowest in terms of stakes because Chapter 1, of course, is just the intro to Book 2. But at the same time, I'm a little disappointed. by this. I don't think it's the worst thing we've seen by far. No, that there are plenty of offers with fragment crystals in Act 6 that takes the cake of that title. But at the same time, if you're asking me, Prof, for 3,500 units, what would you ask the marketing team to produce? It's at minimum a 25% Tier 5 Class Callus Fragment Selector. The potions are nice, the revives are nice, but you can get those in so many ways in other content and on other days. Whereas if you're grinding Act 7, you're really thinking about taking those 6 stars to rank 3. And so because of that, you're really only thinking about Tier 5 Class Callus Fragments, and that is why for 3,500 units, this should have been 25%. If this had been 15%, I think it would have been much more competitive, and I get that they wouldn't have done this given the economy of the game they see it as. But this is, to me, about 2,000 to 2,500 units worth of stuff as a good deal for 3,500 units. If this was 2,000 or 2,500 units, I'd give it at least a B plus grade. But as it stands right now, I think this is the average unit price for this. Yes, there's a crazy amount of value thrown in to potions and revives, but if I'm buying this mainly for a Tier 5 Class Callus Fragment Selector, I can't give it more than, at the best case scenario, a C plus grade. Do you agree or disagree? YouTube, are you disappointed, or is this about what you expected for the Act 7 Chapter 1 Exploration Pack offer? Comment below, let me know. And as always, thank you to everybody who sent this my way. Good luck with your Book 2 grinding.